Mike Owens here. Today I'm joined by another Mike Perry, who returns to action April 29th, facing Luke Rockhold and BKFC. Mike, great to sit down and chat. How are things with you today?
All right, mate. I'm good. Thanks.
First reaction, obviously, that was a little bit of a surprise when news broke that you'd be facing off against Luke Rockhold. What was your first reaction to being offered the Luke Rockhold name?
Um, yeah, let's go. I called for it on Twitter and here it is. So time to put up.
Some quite interesting exchanges between yourself and Luke at the press conference, also at the Schmoes one-on-one sit-down and various other channels. Can I ask what your opinions are towards Luke? Do you like him? Do you hate him? Is it somewhere in between?
Um, yeah, I don't have any hate for him. I guess I don't really have any like for him either, so somewhere in between. I just, it's business and it takes two to tango. So we're gonna get in there and put on a show, and he's gonna stand in front of me and get punched in the face. So and he's gonna try to punch me back. So it is what it is.
If anyone's watched both of your tape, I think it's pretty evident how different you are as fighters and as martial artists. But in terms of character, in terms of personality, how different do you think you and Luke Rockhold are as people?
Um, I don't know, man. I don't really know his personality. I don't know him personally like that. We spoke a little bit. He wants to believe in himself, and he took this fight. He thinks he's fighting a smaller guy or whatever in his mind, and but he's cutting down. We're gonna meet at the same weight, 185. He'll put more weight on than I will. As far as personality goes, he's just a person just like I am, and we fight to make money and pay the bills.
Let's talk a little bit about that because I want to read you back a quote you said at the press conference. You said, "This guy's bigger than me, he's tougher than me, he's taller than me, and he's stronger than me." So, with that being said, Mike, I'd like to know: Are you viewing this situation with Luke Rockhold almost as David and Goliath, as in this would be a monumental task if you can get over this size advantage, or is it just man versus man?
Oh, I know I said he's uglier than me.
Yeah, he did as well, but I didn't want to maybe I wanted to X that out.
Right, right. Well, damn, I said he's stronger than me. Maybe I
Bigger.
had that one. Maybe I had that one wrong. So he's bigger and taller, and he, based off his weight and his career, he should be stronger. But I'm really strong for my size. I train with a lot of really tough fighters, and I think I'm pretty strong. But if I said he's stronger than me, then I'll just have to. I think boxing is a swagger, and Luke's a model and he's a pretty boy or whatever, but you know, I think I have the street swagger, and you know, I plan to, just kind of do my thing in the boxing ring and really enjoy myself, and the confidence comes and goes sometimes, and but sometimes I feel like, man, I'm really gonna devastate this dude. So, if I'm looking to show my best version of myself that I've ever been because I'm facing a little bit slower opponent. Maybe he's a little slower because he's bigger and stronger. He has those attributes, but I'm looking to really use my boxing technique. That's the name of the gym I train at, is Technique Boxing. So it's all about swagger and technique, man.
At this point, Mike, I know this will be your third fight in BKFC, but do you consider yourself a bare knuckle fighter? And what I mean by that is, when it's all said and done, will people look back and say Mike Perry was a bare knuckle fighter, or will you plan to transition back over into other disciplines?
Um, I don't really have plans for the future. Other than just watching my kids grow up. I'm looking to, you know, focus on this fight at hand and not really look past it. I got a big task in front of me, so I'm looking to focus on that. And once I beat Luke, you know, you never know where it's gonna go with me, and that's why we're here now. Is after I fought MVP, people were like, you know, what now?
Mm.
So we move up and we fight a bigger guy, and you know, I'm looking to take the bare knuckle league up and you know, have it gain some exposure and some credibility, and I'm looking to gain some credibility and exposure myself in that. And I think it's one of the more intriguing sports and leagues out there. It's growing and it deserves it because we put it on the line. And I mean, it's much different than MMA. There's no kicking, no elbows, no knees, no ground, no, there's clinching, boxing in the clinch, and then boxing,
Yeah.
but with no gloves. So I think it makes a lot of guys nervous. They don't want to get hit bare knuckle and or even hit people bare knuckle. So, it deserves its credit. And I'm just looking to shine and really show the world that, when it comes down to, hand to hand combat, in the fight style that everybody wants to see, where we're not slowing the fight down. You just have to fight and fight and fight and punch your way out. I feel like that's very entertaining. And I think people should really enjoy this matchup.
No, I couldn't agree more. I spoke with Luke a little bit earlier actually, and he said that I've got the skills to outskill Mike, but I've also got the will to outwill Mike. Meaning, if it turns into a dogfight, I can beat him there as well. I'm just wondering, out of those two, the skill and your boxing skill, or the will to win, which one will be more key for you to get the victory?
Well, I guess those kind of go hand in hand, and I'm pretty confident that he's wrong about that. Skill and will, like I'm not knocking him. I'm not trying to knock him, like, what beliefs he has in himself. I'm focused on myself and the things I'm capable of and the things that I'm gonna do. And he wants to try to knock me in areas that, I'm gonna knock him down in the fight with my hands and my fists in a physical altercation. Other than that, I don't really care about what he says or what he thinks, because me as a person, I know what I've gone through in life and I know what I'm going through in life. And, whether that's physically, emotionally, spiritually, um, I believe that, no one is better than the next person, and I'm not either. But when it comes to grit, you know, I got it in a substantial amount, and you know, I'm looking to, just put these paws all over his face until he gives up.
100%. Obviously, this isn't going to be a new experience for Luke Rockhold in terms of fighting in the bare knuckle ring. You've obviously done it twice before in the wars that were the Julian Lane and the MVP fight. I know it's a relatively short career in BKFC for you at the moment, Mike, but how much do you think those two previous fights, that experience that you have, how much do you think that will play a factor as an advantage for you?
Um, I said this too when we did the sit down, that, he's got experience in some fights and I've got experience in these fights. And we've both been professional fighters for quite some time, been fighting high level competition. And it's all about our mindset and where it sits at. And I think mine has been really strong. And people know I get hit pretty hard in fights, and I like to say it's like getting some sense knocked into me, you know, because people have liked to say that I've seemed to get smarter as my career goes on. Well, I'm reaching the prime of my life, and um, you know, Luke Luke seems a little loopy sometimes. So, you know, I'm looking to be smart, and you know, it's hit and don't get hit. So I'm gonna try roll with the punches and send some back at them. You know, I'm not really worried, and I'm very confident in everything that I do with bare knuckle boxing.
100%. I know that you're, of course, not looking past Luke Rockhold. That fight is of prime importance. But news broke a little bit earlier that Jake Paul will be fighting natediaz in boxing in August. Obviously, I know that you were the alternate for the Jake Paul Tommy Fury fight. So just interested if you have any interest in fighting the winner of Paul Fury, or indeed alternating as you previously had.
Yeah, I mean the winner of Paul Fury, so Tommy Fury would be nice, and maybe you meant to say the winner of Paul
Yeah,
Diaz. That too, I would take the winner. You know, Jake kind of, in my eyes, set himself back to fight me when he lost to Tommy Fury, so I would rather fight the winner. But then again, I'm looking completely elsewhere. I thought you were gonna ask me about the Darren Till stuff. That fight interests me if he wants to come to bare knuckle, and you know, after the Luke Rockhold fight, after I beat Luke Rockhold senseless. So, you know, that's an interesting fight. But once I do fight Luke, I'm looking to, you know, chill out, and I just have to see where things go. Um, you know, because uh, a lot lately on my mind has been my friend who passed away. But you know, I said something about if he would have known that this would take him from his family, he wouldn't have done it. But I don't know if that's true. I feel like he would chase it anyways. If you were told something you wanted so bad would kill you, would you stop, or would you try even harder? And, you know, I'm not sure, because I definitely want to be with my family, but I also, you know, am that guy who's like, you know, I can stare death in the face and face it fearlessly, and, you know, even succeed against it, and you know, live on. So
I appreciate your honesty there, Mike, and I truly wish you the best in terms of your friend. Rest in peace to your friends.
thank you.
Just one final question from me. Let's turn the conversation back to yourself and to the fight at hand. If I say to you, April 29th, for your fight versus Luke Rockhold is a Mike Perry masterclass, what does that mean to you? Can you sum up what you plan to do to Luke Rockhold on April 29th?
Man, hit him, hurt him fast right away, make him miss, make him pay. Um, you know, be too slick, um, be a little awkward, and sharp. You know, hit him, hurt him bad, bust his face open, and maybe even just touch that button and lay him out flat on his face.
I love it. I love it. Look, I can't wait for this fight. It was so good to catch up with you today, and I really wish you the best for the 29th of April and everything else in life as well, Mike.
Thanks, buddy.